Good morning, everyone. It is 7:30 in the morning here in Papua New Guinea. My name is Ryan. I'm going to be taking you guys out to Yonbaitok, a place I've taken you guys many times before, but today I'm going to be giving you guys an update on the solar panel project that we did back in January. It's been done for months. I just haven't been out there for months. So let's go ahead and get everything ready, load it up, get our flight plan in, and get on our way. Well, I've had a lot of people ask me, like, I want to see how you guys do your flight planning and stuff, so I thought I'd show you what exactly we use. All right, so basically we have an Excel sheet that you just type everything in. I've got the airplane. Today I'm leaving at 8 a.m. and then I just have my route there. So Goroka, Yonbaitok, up to Wewak, and then down to Madang, and then Goroka. So gets me back here at 12:17 with half-hour turnarounds. And yeah, it's about 2.9 hours. All right, well, we've got 450 kgs, a couple hundred here, and another about 250 underneath in these pods. And that is it. Well, as you can see, it's getting brighter, it's beautiful out. Let's go ahead and get on out of here.
Good morning, November Tango Echo. Request taxi Yonbaitok 1 POB.
November Tango Echo, Goroka. Good morning, Ryan. And taxi 417 left, enter backtrack lineup. QNH 1021 and time check 58.
Good morning, Raiden 1021. Go to backtrack lineup 17 left, November Tango Echo. Oh, that's a big bird right there. Haven't hit one of them yet. There's always time, though. So Yonbaitok is a 43-minute flight. We climbed up to 12,000 just so we can get over top of the mountains and then immediately start heading back all the way down because it's nearly at sea level. It's just at 500 feet MSL, so gotta go a long ways up just to go a long ways right back down. All right, well, we've already done all of our checks. Broke Tower, November Tango Echo, ready for departure.
November Tango Echo, 17 left, make a right turn, clear for takeoff.
17 left, right turn, clear for takeoff, November Tango Echo. Alright, ignition condition, flaps 20, fuel and harnesses, 20 degrees out, so 1390 for 1440 on the torque. Rotate at 59. Airspeed is alive. There's 40 continuing. There's 50. And rotate. Oh, it looks like it's going to be an absolute stellar day again today. I've got like 3 hours of flying, like I said earlier. But should be a nice day. We're keeping our 85 knots for the time being. In case I were to have an engine failure, I've got 20 degrees of flaps. That's giving me my best option, or give me my best chance of getting the nose over quick enough and not just smacking the ground. So we've got about 500 feet beneath us. We'll pitch on over, get 10 degrees of flaps out. Got lots of back pressure as the nose just wants to fall out from under you. Over 90 and climbing, we'll go 0. Does the same thing. That's what this thing's spinning right here, is just the auto trim. And it's almost good enough, but just not quite. And we'll start a right-hand turn to Yonbaitok and bring our prop to 2,000. Our engine inlet back to normal, igniter's turned off. I'll flip our landing light off as well. We just have our pulse light going right now. Pitch for 100 knots, they're very close. That way I can get my autopilot going here in a second. Goroka Tower, November Tango Echo, departed time 02. We'll be tracking 302 on climb 2000. Estimating Yonbaitok 45.
November Tango Echo, roger. Contact Moresby on 120.1, HF 65908 at 15 miles.
120.1659815 miles, November Tango Echo. Don't think I can climb quite over those clouds with my weight. Well, actually, no, I think I'll just barely make it over those. So we'll just continue on. If we need to, make a right-hand turn out, but it's more direct on course. So with this Untitled solar panel project, what it is, if you're not familiar with what it is we did a project where they have like a small medical clinic there. It's just a little tiny bush shack basically, but they didn't have any electricity in there. They didn't have any way to have vaccines out there because they didn't have a way to keep them cool. So I just proposed the idea to you guys, the viewers, and you guys help jump on board and pay for a solar panel setup out there. It's a small one, but it's enough for what they need. Basically provides them with some lights so that if somebody gets a cut or anything like that at night, they're not having to sit out there with flashlights to sew somebody back up. And also it allows them to have vaccines out there as well, whereas before they didn't have anything like that. So it is really cool. I'm super appreciative of all of you guys that jumped on board with that project. I've got some other ones going. We did a school one out at Yifki, and just to give you an update on that one, we've raised up almost $13,000 in less than a month for that. So thank you so much for all of you guys who have partnered with that. I'm very excited about that. That's going to basically finish off, well, it's going to do a lot more than this, but it's just going to finish off their roof. They had a thatch roof on one of their school buildings and half the other one. I'd like to get them some desks out there, and also all the extra money is just going to be able to pay for a lot of school supplies or whatever else the school needs. I don't really know exactly everything that they're going to need, but huge thank you for everybody who has partnered with those. And I have another one ongoing right now at Moonbill. I haven't really shared a lot about it because I'm kind of wanting the project to kind of come to a close and then share it with you guys, just because I started it like almost 6 months ago, and it just takes a long time to get everything going. So rather than share it to you and then share a completion 9 months later, we'll get into that later. So that big mountain you guys see out there, that really jagged one, that's Mount Wilhelm, and that is PNG's highest mountain, just a few feet shy of 15,000 feet. I've taken you guys up there. It's a really beautiful place up there. I mean, there's no vegetation, but it's just so different than the rest of PNG. There's a couple of lakes up there with waterfalls spouting out everywhere. It's a really, really cool place. I've never hiked up there. Would like to, but I don't think my knees would handle coming back down off the mountain. Moresby 120.1, November Tango Echo transfer.
November Tango Echo, Moresby morning, go ahead.
Morning, November Tango Echo, 10 miles to the west-northwest, Goroka, climb 12000, estimating Yambai talk time 45.
November Tango Echo, Roger. Request to loss, located level.
11500, November Tango Echo.
November Tango. Request height 1011.
1011, November Tango Echo. Well, as soon as I can, I'm going to immediately start descending back from 12,000. I've been struggling with a cold for a week, and I can just hear all the crackle and pops in my sinuses right now, so I'm going to give myself the most amount of time to descend very slowly today, just so I don't have sinus block. That is the absolute worst. If you have ever had it, then you know how bad it hurts. It feels like an ice pick is just pounding into your head. Now we're just leveling off 12,000. You can see my speeds is slowly increasing all the way up to 130. Really, once it gets to like 127, 128, I'll start reducing my power right here, which is my torque, and bring it back down to 1250. And then take a little bit of that right rudder trim that we had for a climb in, take it out. So in this last video that I did, I had so many questions on what I do with the seats when I take them out. So right now I've only got 2 seats installed and then some cargo sitting there, but I also have way in the back behind that net is what we call the hat rack. We have 4 seats on board back there. So when I take them out, maybe if I'm at a bush location, what I'm saying is I'm not taking them out and leaving them at these bush locations. They would probably walk off, or yeah, I mean some of these places we only go like every 3 or 4 months. So we never leave seats at any of these bush locations. We just throw them back in the hat rack. We can fit 6 of them back there. It's a pretty tight fit, 5 more comfortably, but we can shove 6 back there. There we go. Or we'll just store them underneath in one of the pods. If you like playing flight sim games, either X-Plane, 11 or Microsoft Flight Simulator or whatever other game you might have, if you want to try out this same route, I have this route on my Patreon page where we fly over top of Mount Wilhelm and then down the Jimmy Valley, which we'll fly down today. It's one of my favorite valleys just because it's so pretty. It's just grassy hills going up, really cool river going down. If you'd like to try some of these flights out, I've got 50 or 60 of these flights on my Patreon page where I put like my iPad track, I just basically track it on here and then get a screenshot of that for you guys, include some of the airstrip charts. I even have Untitled on there available as like a patch that you can add into Microsoft Flight Sim, and the guy who made it, there's a couple of them actually that did a phenomenal job. It really looks very realistic. So if you want to try landing out here at Untitled, definitely check that out. I'll leave a link down below, but yeah, definitely have some fun with it. All right, well, we'll clear this now, so I'm going to go ahead and, well, first of all, what I'm going to do is turn my altitude select all the way down to pattern altitude of 1,500 feet. I hit my autopilot just so I can go down on its own, vertical speed and altitude select, and let's go maybe like 400 feet per minute and see what that brings us up to. And once I start on my descent, it'll bring this little blue cyan line here. And that shows me when I'm going to get to that. So right now it's showing me I'm going to get there a little bit earlier than I want. So if I turn it down to 300, it's actually probably going to go all the way past on the other side. So I'll probably keep it around 300 to 400. So there's 300, so now I'll get past it. So I'm just going to keep it at 400, it looks like. Looks like the Jimmy Valley does have a pretty thick layer. I think the further on we get, it should probably break open and we can wiggle our way down it. It looks like further on out there, it definitely looks like it's probably the camera shows a little better than what your naked eye can see, but yeah, this whole area is all completely packed in. Yeah, now that I'm getting up here, it looks like it's a nice clear path all the way down the valley, so that's great. Before we get up closer, we'll go over the strip chart with you guys so you guys know what kind of information I have going into these type of bush locations. This is the 4Flight app. We've been able to add our own content into it, which is great. Geosync all of our own maps in here because, well, obviously 4Flight doesn't have any of this stuff. But the great thing, too, is we're able to actually geosync our own airstrip charts in here as well, and I'll show you how we do that in a minute. But I'm going to be coming up to a frequency change, a radio frequency change here in a minute, and I'll even show you how it's really cool. We can add our own, basically our communication charts in here as well. So where all these dotted lines are is where we're going into a different sector. So I'm going to be coming in here. It's 128.5, and then as I left Goroka, they also said or 659 or 8. That's what these other 4-digit numbers here are. They're HF frequencies. So once I cross that, once I get up there, I'll start making all of my area calls on 128.5. If I can't get them, I'll try 659 or 8. And then if I can't get that, it doesn't say 6538, but that's probably my next best option. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up the strip chart. And what I was showing is, let me just click on right there. Brings up Untitled. I'll click on that. And then it brings up the strip chart. So very handy to have all this information right here. We also have all of our Jepson charts for instrument approaches that we can bring up right here on the 4Flight app. It's a really cool app. They're not paying me to say this. We just use it. We enjoy it. We don't get to use probably 95% of the features that everybody else in the world gets to use with weather and everything else. Yeah, there's nothing here in PNG for that. Oh, here's Untitled. Elevation 510 feet, so we've already got 1,500 feet in for my pattern altitude. The runway, it's a one-way airstrip on the top of a ridge. Beautiful location. And we'll be landing on runway 21. So as we get closer, I'll OBS it. I'll show you what I mean by that later. And so we can kind of see the orientation on the screen. It's 500 and nearly 30 meters long, and it's flat. And typically this place has tailwinds really after 11 in the morning, so we kind of have an unspoken, well, it is kind of spoken and written down, an 11 a.m. curfew really is like, that's kind of past that. It makes it difficult because the winds will shift. Right now they should be going up the valley, which will just give me a crosswind on landing. But later on in the day, the winds actually shift and come out of the seep. It can come down the valley the opposite way, giving you probably 12 to 13 knots of tailwind on landing, which just doesn't work out very well when it's only 530 meters long and it's flat. If you guys are interested in picking up some sunglasses just like this, they have glass lenses. I've got them on my website. I've been really impressed with them. I've had them for a year now, and every single day I'm wearing them, and they still don't have scratches on them, which is pretty impressive. So anyways, I've got two different styles. These gold and silver, they're non-polarized, so they're not going to affect any if you fly with glass screens or something. And then I also have like a classic, you know, style aviators that are actually polarized. I haven't tried them out here yet. I'm going to bring them into work and just try them out, just so you guys can know if they actually work or not with these. But anyways, I really enjoyed them. I also have these. This isn't my version. My version is actually in one of the other airplanes. I forgot to take it out. But anyways, it looks like this. It's a little bit thinner. But yeah, this is a backlit one. It has a little switch on the side, and these are still in production. They'll be coming out hopefully at the end of August, maybe September or something like that. Probably September. Yeah, probably September. But anyways, yeah, if you're a pilot, you're a sim pilot, you think this is a cool idea? I really like it. I think it's just a great idea to keep your eyes off of a paper checklist that you can, well, keep your head down like this. And also, it's so easy to forget something. Even if you're doing, like, you know, your gums check or things like that, whatever little, you know, acronym that you have to say, it's still easy to forget things like that. Because you get halfway through it, you might not need to finish them all at that time. So this is a great visual cue going, oh, I have not got my flaps in. Oh, I do not have my gear down, or whatever else. All right, I'm going to increase my descent for a second just so I can get under this little wispy layer right here. And take a look to see if we can actually do the low route today. There's a lot of just kind of scuzzy clouds laying around, but some areas it's scattered and others it's broken. So we'll see what it actually looks like in the valley up here. That would really stink if I can't get through here and I have to come back up. I hope not. Usually the valley's open, usually. All right, looking at the map here, it looks like the river goes right through those clouds. We'll go up a little bit further. Sometimes it's a little deceptive what the clouds actually are showing. What you see is the clouds. As you get closer, you're like, oh no, there actually is some holes going through here. Also use your synthetic vision. You can see I got a mountain there. That little blue or the green circle, that's my flight predictor, basically where I'm going to be in 6 seconds, I think is what it is. So now I have a better idea. Okay, I actually want to go up around that, follow the river in. Let's head over this way. Just because I have minimum fuel, VFR fuel, to get there and onto WEWAC, I don't have a lot of extra fuel. Well, actually, I have no extra fuel to be like messing about, climbing and descending and all these extra things. So if it's not looking hopeful, then I'm just going to have to climb up over that ridge and go in that way. But this is a prettier route, so we'll see if this way works. I think it will. We'll start slowing on down. That'll give me a little bit more time and space to maneuver through this area if I need to. It looks like I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to go probably a little bit lower as well. Push our prop forward. Bringing our torque down. Alright, we'll go 10 degrees of flaps. Let's see if we can get up in here and drop down a little bit lower and then just fly the river up in there. So basically I've got 20 degrees of flaps in and I'm going to slow down to 80 to 85 knots. And that's going to give me my kind of terrain maneuvering speed. A slow speed that I can maneuver, give myself lots of space and time to kind of think and evaluate what I actually want to do. I want to get down below this layer so I can see up here first how much space I've got. Alright, well it looks like all the clouds are around 500. So what I'm looking at through this valley here is see if there's any ground clouds like actually touching the ground up here. And then I can also see around there, there's actually a little bit of sunlight shining down on the ground. So it looks like it's completely clear underneath, so let's go ahead and proceed through it. Plenty of space, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding my power back in and get my flaps back out because I don't need to be doing 85 knots if I can for sure make it through, you know? We'll go 0 degrees and we'll even bring our prop back. For our cruise
500,
and then bring our torque back just to cruise power as well. But you guys get to enjoy what I get to enjoy now. When it is cloudy, man, it makes everything so like vibrant and green. So like I was saying earlier, if you want to fly this same little valley right here on your Microsoft Flight Sim or whatever else, check out my Patreon page, and I've got this same one. It's called the Jimmy Valley. Be a perfect place for an airstrip right there, but nobody lives out here. And that river looks raging today, even though it is pretty low for water standards. We're 10 miles out. Let's switch over to the 128.5 now. All stations, jump by talk 128.5, November Tango Echo, 10 miles to the east. Will be circuit time 43, jump by talk. Well, if you enjoyed that valley flight, give this video a thumbs up right now. Sure does help my channel grow. And hey, feel free to share this video with other places you guys think that they might enjoy this kind of content. That probably helps my channel grow the most. We'll be on the ground for a few minutes here anyways, shooting an on the ground thing, hopefully getting into the clinic, talking with the doctor there, and seeing how things are going. Alright, well, don't see anybody or anything on the runway. 20 degrees of flaps. 88 knots here, 78 knots on base, and 68 knots on the final. Once I get here, I go ahead and make a turn. It's kind of not really a rectangular pattern here, that's for sure. Start slowing to 78 knots and dropping down to about 900 feet indicated, and that'll give me about 400 feet above the field. Got 11 knots, will be like kind of a crosswind. Alright, as I get close to turning final, I'll just start slowing down. But I'm just about 5 knots above my desired. We'll go full flaps, checklist is complete. Up close to these trees, turning final. Going to 68 knots. We'll land just past that first dark spot, looks like. I've only got 2 knots crosswind now. That's nice. Alright, coming up on committed. Committed. Watch out, chicken. Watch out, chicken. Better run faster. Alright guys, well the medical clinic's just right over there. We'll jump over there. Hopefully the guys around, we'll be able to talk to them so the guys can get like a conclusion to this. Anyways, stay tuned.
So another part of the project was we got a lawnmower out here for these guys just because they had to hand cut this whole thing. I think it's like close to 1,600 feet long. And it'd take them
a good part of a week to do it. By the time they get to the other end, this side would already be like 8 to 10 inches tall. So I'm going to show you their lawnmower shed here, and then we'll walk up to the medical clinic. Awesome. So yeah, they have a couple push mowers, and then also this one here that a lot of you guys helped donate to get over here, and we're super thankful for that. All right, guys, this little building here is the medical clinic, and I'll throw the drone up in a second just to show you guys the solar panel on top. Now, name blow you?
Takami, Pastor Takami.
You talk again?
Takami.
Ayo, I'm hard.
Takami.
Takami.
Yeah.
Takami.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pastor.
So the doctor is actually down the way. Someone passed away last night. I guess he went down there. So this guy also works hand in hand with him. So I would ask how things are going here. I was just asking around if they've been able to use like the lights at night and stuff, and they said that it has been very helpful. They've had to use it a few times. Yeah, so we have one light in here and another light in this room. This is where they keep like their vaccines and stuff. We had bought this fridge down here, but I guess it was pulling out so much power that it just didn't work very well. And they were actually able to get this other one from another clinic up the mountain, and I guess it pulls less power than this smaller one does, but it probably works a lot better at holding just a lot more vaccines. So yeah, and so also they have an HF radio in here, which is probably just powered by it as well. So yeah, I'm glad that it's working out well for them. Link the other video down below where we talked with the doctor here, and he explains a little bit more about this medical clinic. But if you are interested in checking that out, definitely go do that. But it does sound like that they'll be able to use the lights in here at night a few times, which has been helpful, and it's nice that they're able to get that other bigger freezer from Compium just up the way. Alright guys, this is the school over here. Now I'm one in grade.
2, 1, 3.
Oh, okay, 1, 2, not 3.
Yeah.
Okay, you got no problem if I go on top more yet or no got? Alright.
5, 6.
So they're making 5 and 6 grades over here. A new building, but this grade is just 1 through 3. This is grade 3. Now, you learning English too, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, hop side?
1 or 2.
1 or 2.
Alright. So on the other side is grade 1 and 2.
Ausbaufeature.
Alright. So he was just saying they're building a house right here for the teacher. They have 5 teachers, but only one of them is here right now. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that little walk around of the village. I'm heading off. I still have another 2.5 hours of flying. So anyways, thanks for watching. Give it a video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and see you guys next time.